for that, yeah. So for today's stream, everyone, we're gonna be doing a partner Q&A. So if you guys have any questions for Ravasheen, where it's about her content, like how she created mods for The Sims 4, etc., feel free to ask that in the chat, and we'll queue up those questions and we'll have it like pop up somewhere on the bottom here, and we're going to answer as many questions as we can.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget we're also doing a giveaway. So I see that you guys are already joining in with the dag dag. And for those guys who are wondering, I did see some questions. So there's no specific time of when the giveaway winner will be drawn. You'll just have to be here in order to, to know basically. So stick around, and the giveaway was usually drawn near the end of the stream, but who knows what might happen. So yeah, and also you need to be present when the giveaway winner is drawn. Otherwise, we will do a reroll. So yeah, keeping you guys on your toes.
And it's a
But
stream deck. Who wouldn't want that?
yeah, Stream Deck Mark II. So that's gonna be a big hype right there. Um, Next up would be okay. So Ravasheen, what does dag dag mean? So I know like the keyword, but I'm interested in knowing what that means.
So the Simlish language, it's not really 100% known. Although I did do some digging, which we can talk about later, where I was able to find some actual definitions for words. But Dagdag and Sulsul both are greetings. So Sulsul is more typically used for hello. Dagdag is sometimes used for goodbye and hello, but it's totally not known for sure. There's actually someone who does the voice for The Sims. She has a TikTok, and she's shown her huge binder dictionary of Simlish, but it's never shared with the world. So, but I think most of us would say hello. I'm curious what everyone else thinks, but I would say it's hello.
That's awesome. All right. Oh, real quick. Looks like your audio is coming off a little bit weird. Can you double check your settings on, was it device settings, and make sure like the mic that you've chosen is the correct one?
I believe it is. See, I told you I have audio issues every time.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna switch my input and let me know if it's better.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yep.
Can you still hear me?
Say again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear
you
you.
still hear me?
I can hear you.
Can
Yes, yes,
anyone
yes.
else? Can
Okay,
everyone else hear me?
I turned you up all the way. There you go. How's it sound for everyone else?
See, I
Yes?
told you.
Way better. Alright, perfect.
Okay. See, I told you every time I have audio issues. I don't know why.
Oh my god. Alright. See. See. So we already
You would
saw.
think with my background I'd be better at this, but
No, it
typically
happens. It definitely
typically the
happens.
first like 5 minutes no one can hear me, so
Oh. Alright, great. So it looks like we have some questions already. One from content. Besides the Elgato set, what's your favorite creation so far?
ooh, that's really hard. I think probably my photographic memory mod, because it's so photos in the game, I don't know if you know Jasmine, but they can be somewhat difficult because they're given us into a pre-made form, and you weren't really able to do a lot with photos. And of course, everyone's living out this their families, or however they do gameplay legacy, and photos are a big part of that. So my photographic memory mod let users make photos into calendars or polaroids, or even canvases, and that was probably one of my most challenging sets too. I think I worked on that for like a year. I actually came out with a part one and then an update part two, which improved it. But I think that one is probably one of my most favorites.
That's awesome. It's been so long since I played The Sims. Like, I remember playing it when I was like, what, in high school, maybe?
Yeah.
And I was really addicted. So, like, just seeing all these new mods and stuff coming out is it's insane. It's crazy.
Well, it's so funny because I played Sims 1 when I was, I think, 10, when it first came out, and we were too poor to afford it. So our neighbor who my sister and I had a big crush on. His name was Corey. He burned it on a CD for us, and then there was four of us on a who's sharing one computer, and we would take 1 hour turns playing. And so I played Sims 1 then, and then I played through Sims 2, but then in high school I stopped playing. And then I went to college. So I didn't play for probably a good like 10 or so years. And then I picked it back up a few years ago, and it was already in The Sims 4, and I didn't even know mods were a thing. My sister and I were just playing one night, and she's like, "Have you ever heard about custom content?" And I was like, "No." And like literally 2 days later, I was making it. But yeah, Sims is was one of the top 10 PC games in 2020. So the user base is we are healthy and alive and thriving.
That's awesome. Oh, it was like my first time hearing about mods until like I saw your mods, right? I think sometime like a year or 2 years ago. I was like, that's really cool. So I'm really excited to like have you on the stream today, kind of like talk more about it and like, show it off to our community as well. So can we get some hype in chat, everyone? Who's excited for this? I want to see some hypes. And we actually have a lot of really great questions right so far. So we're definitely gonna go next to HPA Rune. They ask, what are you working on now?
Oh gosh. If I could only show you my work in progress folder. I'm working on a lot. So I've actually been trying to think what I should explain first. So I had a set called Filthy Fabulous, which was there's this gameplay called Rags to Riches, where essentially you start your sim with nothing, and there's rules you have to follow to build them up. So they like finally have a house and stuff. So I did a part one for that, and I'm working on a part two. And a big part of that is like this little kiosk place where you can sell craftables, which for all the Sims players probably know, there's really only two ways to do that. You could go to the cottage living world or set up a craft sales table, which are both, um, they can be kind of inconvenient. So I made a little kiosk where you could sell all your craftables, and then you could buy some stuff like bug spray. And then I also, with the new wedding pack that came out, I added the ability to get married at it and get like a marriage certificate. But I mean, my work in progress folder, I think, is 30 folders deep right now.
Oh my
And
god.
that's not even the stuff that I have retired to my custom content graveyard, which a lot of stuff lives in. But I also have something else I that I've been working on for a while is there's this mod that's been around since Sims 2 called One More Slot Please, and it basically lets you have free control and better placement over where you put items. And I call it One More Slot Please Plus, because it's a really smart system. And for the Sims players, they'll know right now we're limited in vertical placement by doing Alt and then 0 and 9, which lets you move up and down by quarter tile increments. And I made it so you basically have unlimited placement vertically. So it might not sound that exciting if you don't play, but the unlimited vertical placement is really exciting.
No, I'm trying to like imagine this on my head because like I have the basics down for The Sims. I'm just like,
Yeah,
that sounds really cool. Because like
yeah.
I remember I would always set fire in the kitchen. The Sims.
Oh yeah, I know. There's lots of articles on lots of or however many ways to kill your Sims, and I love that there's like so much lore and uh just all of these typical things with the Sims that people know, like taking the pool ladder out. It's fun and it's true.
Awesome. Um, Next question is from XN. Ravasheen, do you ever create custom content just for you or your sister's personal games?
So, and they're probably asking about my sister because I talk about my sister, well, both of them all the time. But yes, I actually started creating CC because, I started playing Sims again because my sister lives really far away, and it was a way for us to like reconnect, or a way to like hang out virtually. And so I started making her CC, and that's how I started posting it, was to just as a way to share it with her. And she actually does not take advantage of me as much as she should at all. Like sometimes I'll make stuff for her, but most of the time she gives me ideas for something. Like the photographic memory mod was 100% her idea. And a lot of the sets I make, she'll say, "Oh, like I really need this," or "This would be really cool to have in game." But the one thing I did, so I started making CC though to make something for myself, and that was a sectional couch. So for maybe some of the people who started following more recently after I did mini mods, I actually started doing furniture. And the reason I wanted to make CC was because I couldn't find a sectional couch. So that uh, it's called the Couldn't Chair Less sectional couch. And I don't know if you've seen a lot of my mods, but I do pun names for everything.
Wait,
So
I love
uh,
that. I love
yeah,
puns.
yeah, every set name is a pun, except the Elgato set. But um, uh, basically all my sets are pun names. But yeah, that sectional couch was for me, and my very first closet rack I did was something I wanted.
That's
But ever
awesome.
since then, it's yeah.
Wait, I have the perfect soundboard for that.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
So I forgot.
So
Okay, I blame Phil. Everyone, you can blame Phil, all right? Blame Phil for giving me the power of the soundboard. So I'm just gonna.
no,
I'm just doing it by.
it's funny. I was actually looking through all of the um, sounds in The Sims, so you can look through like all of the voice set files, and that's how I was saying I kind of could tell what words meant something because if you
Mhm.
look at the actual file name of the sound, it says like "thank you" or you know "hello" or whatever it is. Because I was downloading sounds to add to my stream deck for for streams,
I
so
love
the
that.
soundboards are great.
They are. They are. They're really fun. I've been been really hooked onto them. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Next question is from Very Odd Simmer. What's your favorite style of gameplay?
So even even when I was young, like in 10, I always built. I don't think I've ever even had like a kid or raised that kid past, like I've never aged up a sim.
Oh
At
my.
least well well actually I did age up my testing sim recently, but never through gameplay. I even remember when I played Sims 1, I always built the same house. I got like the biggest lot. I cheated Rosebud a million times, and I'd build a huge square and then a hallway going around the entire perimeter of that square. And I would do tall hedges around the perimeter of the house, and then there'd just be a ton of doors for the inside. And I'd do like the skydiving simulator um, and then even on Sims 4, when me and my sister started playing, she's big into playing. So she has a legacy family which started with the Villarreals, and I would actually build her lots. So she would like want a cafe, so I'd build her a cafe. Um, but my both my sisters told me I would have more fun playing if I didn't always cheat and get a bunch of money. Cause that, but I was like, how can I afford anything cute if I don't cheat? Like, I want to build a cute house right away.
Oh man. But also, I just want to do a quick shout out to Ebonix. She's also a wonderful, wonderful partner of ours. So I will make sure to show her some love. Um,
Yeah, hello. I was actually you. One of your questions we were talking about asking is who are some streamers who inspired me, and I would say definitely Evenix is one of them, and like Vixella. And one thing I really love about the Sims community specifically is we're uniquely a female or self-identifying female community. So about 90% female based on my following, and I just love that we have such a diverse amount of streamers and women streamers, and they're all strong, awesome women who are setting good examples for all of the players, which I think positive energy and just, good people, because there are some parts of the student community that can be a little bit sad or a little toxic. So I think having these good female role models is really awesome.
Yes, I agree. Honestly, I feel like every community, there's always gonna be like a sad or toxic portion of it. So
Yeah.
it's like there's no
It's
way of
the
staying out
internet.
of it. It is. It's even Animal Crossing. Let me tell
I
you.
know. I know.
It's
I
like
learned that recently.
yes, and I was like, how? But
I
it's
know.
the internet. It's the internet. So
Yeah. If Twitter's involved,
yeah. I
or at least in the case of Simbler too.
hmm. Next question will be from Maddie, maybe too. How did you learn to build mods and code?
So so in my previous life, I actually went to school. I got my undergrad and master's in electrical engineering. So, and then I worked in the industry for 6 years. So I mostly did a lot of research, designing equipment for satellites for measuring water vapor in the atmosphere. So tracking the global water cycle. So with that, I actually had a ton of experience coding. So I've been coding for probably 10 or so years. And then I would do a lot of 3D modeling to run like simulations and stuff like that. Or we, in grad school, especially when you're a grad student, you wear every hat. So I did a lot of mechanical design in it's called SolidWorks. But so that helped a lot. But what's interesting is it gave me a little bit of a good start creating CC, but it's a kind of a totally different world for games because there's this it's called polys. And when you have a 3D object that your game is rendering, you have to be really aware of how everything affects the user's computer. So you need to make sure it's not extremely hard or taxing their system a lot. So you make them what's called low poly. So a good example of a low poly game is Minecraft. Minecraft's like the most low poly you can go. So it's squares, whereas like a Pixar movie is super detailed. And then you have to learn how to put textures on those 3D models in order to go into the game. So I actually started with making CC, which is more of like the poly texture world. And then coding is something I actually only really started doing in the past year and a half, focusing on that. But I really just spent time after uh, work learning, and that's a big reason I started streaming. And I actually first didn't start. I would make pre-made videos because I wanted to teach people what I had learned. There are a lot of resources out there, but I personally found them kind of confusing, and a lot of them didn't go over kind of like the fundamentals. So I would spend a lot of time churning and like going way too deep on things that didn't matter. Like my brother joked that sectional couch, the first one I made, my brother joked, he's like, "This, are you ever going to finish this? Because I think that couch took me like 2 months because I was just learning every part of it." But there's a huge community, and I think especially with COVID, Discord became a lot more popular. And there's a Discord community on there called Creator Musings where a lot of people can get help. And then I have a Discord channel as well too. And just learning from other artists, asking questions, looking on forums. But really, if you have an idea and you're excited about it, all the tools are out there. And uh, answering this in a really long overdrawn way, but yeah, I don't think, even though I don't think it's necessary to have like all the experience that I did. Like you don't need to know, have like 10 years of coding to learn. You can totally do it with any background you have.
It's just gonna take a lot of time, as with everything. Like if you're learning
Yeah,
something new, a new hobby, no matter what, everything's gonna take time and research. And like it may look difficult at first because no, it's completely new. So of course it's gonna be
yeah,
hard and difficult. It's just more of a take the time to do some research. Like what she says, if you want to learn about creating mods, join her Discord server. Do you have like a link for that? If you wanna go ahead
yeah,
and
yeah. Yeah, it's actually just discord.gg/Ravasheen.
discord.machine.
Yep.
So yeah, join her Discord, or you can also look up like YouTube videos. I'm sure there's like a ton of them out there to kind of like teach you the basics of like how to go through on how to create mods. So it's just more of a how committed you are. If you're
Yeah.
inspired, you want to do this, then you got this. Just keep working through it.
And and also start that's one thing I talk about. So I started making videos first, pre-recorded videos, and now I stream tutorials. But the biggest thing I would say is start simple and work your way up. Like I created CC for 3 years before I got into the tuning part. And then when I started making CC, like I said, the first thing I made was a sectional couch, which is has so many challenging parts to it. It's like I would not recommend that to anyone. You can start with simple things like recoloring. So recoloring is using a pre-existing mesh and then just putting your own textures on it. That's like the easiest thing to do. And then you can work your way up to making your own objects and start with something small like a tissue box or a picture frame. And then you slowly work, and that if you look at the progression, actually the first thing I ever posted publicly was a recolor of a painting because I didn't even know how to make a box on my own. Peacemaker, he's a really popular creator. It was a recolor of one of his paintings. So, so definitely start simple and work your way up, and it gets easier every time because once you have the building blocks, then everything the next time, then you understand all of that, and then you can learn something new.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. That's like really great advice. Just, start from the basics. Everyone needs to start somewhere, and going for the basics, is the best way to go, because once you learn the basics, it's easier to build on from there.
Yeah,
But if you already skip the basics, then it's gonna be more harder because you didn't understand the
yeah,
fundamentals. So it's
yes.
like, so yeah, but you guys got this. We believe in you guys. Um, Next question is from KZDC Live. How do you keep Sims gameplay interesting?
I don't know if that's the best question for me, only because I don't play very much. But if I were to take that question and say, how do I make making CC interesting? Um, I would just say it's always something new. And honestly, that's a big reason why I started connecting with the community more and starting to stream and make videos and just grow my social media presence was to connect with the community more. And everyone has like such different ideas and challenges. The other day I saw a TikTok where this girl, she was doing like this it was like a random number generator, and she was like building a house, and so she would randomly generate a number, and she'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to build a kitchen that's 1 tile by 10 tiles because those are like the numbers she got. So I think the community is a great place to get ideas. And that's where I get like the Filthy Fabulous set that I just did. That's where I got that idea, was from someone suggesting the Rags to Riches challenge, which I never heard before. So I think that's the best. The How I keep it interesting too is always just reaching out to others and
Yeah,
getting ideas as well from
that's
them.
awesome. Yeah, the person who asked the question responded back in chat saying, "Yes, that works too. Thank you for answering in your way."
Yeah, of course.
uh, Next question would be from Very Odd Simmer. So, how do you stay inspired? So, I know earlier you talked about being inspired from other content creators. But I
Yeah.
guess maybe like other ways that you can also stay inspired as well.
Uh, hmm. I think I always get excited. I Well, one, I look on Pinterest a lot, which is a good way. Um, but I also think for me too, I always enjoy challenging myself. So I always try and do something hard or something I haven't done before, which that's actually one reason why I don't make furniture or object-based mods anymore, is it just wasn't as challenging to me. So every time I make a new set, I I have to struggle a little bit to enjoy it. And typically once I get through something that's really hard and it's finished, that's actually where a lot of my stuff ends up in the CC graveyard because I'll figure out a problem and then I won't necessarily finish it, but doesn't always mean it's abandoned. Maybe I'll just incorporate it somewhere else, but I always love I think that's what keeps me inspired is trying to push the bounds and see what's possible. I think I spent like 4 or 5 hours the other night um looking to see if I could automatically change the green. Okay, so this is one thing I'm working on, dance floors, guys.
Ooh,
Um,
that's
and
exciting.
and I spent a whole day trying to figure out how to make animated lights for a dance floor and how to make them hidden. And a lot of them, when I actually did my Elgato set stream, a lot of them were asking me about the floor, and that was actually the dance floor I was testing. And I spent a whole day just figuring out the lighting, and then I spent like 5 hours trying to figure out if I could automatically switch the green footprint size because right now there's three objects. There's a large, medium, and small. And I was like, I hate clutter in your build by catalog. So I was like, how can I make this into one object and that when you switch the size, the footprint also switches. And I couldn't figure it out. I gave up after 5 hours. I think I'll go back and try it because it looks like it's possible in the tuning. It looks like you can change the footprint, placement footprint. But yeah, it's like the thing is I could have published these dance floors like a week ago. And I've spent the past every day I'm like, I'll figure out one problem and then try and go and solve the next. It's like whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole that I'm self-creating.
No, that's relatable. Like someone said in chat, challenges are really great to stay away from getting burned out because that means it's just
Yeah.
something new. Like even though it could be a struggle, but it's so rewarding when you actually manage to finish that challenge. So it's really
Yeah.
nice to have, and it's also a great
Yeah.
way to learn too, right? And learn and
It
improve.
is.
So
Yeah, and everything I learn, it always comes back into my new sets. And actually recently I've been kind of going back through some of my older sets and updating them with because I know how to do them a lot better now. Um, I mean, it's amazing how much you could learn in a year. You look back and you're like, why did I do it that way? Or
oh, that's for sure. I actually really like doing that. Like just like looking back, because like the way that I see it is like when you look at your past works, it kind of feels nice because back then your past work, you're like, man, I'm so proud of this. But like when you have more experience and you build so much more, like years later, you look back, it's like, wow, I've really improved.
yeah, actually, this wonderful woman who runs, she's the admin for the Students Resource, which was the website I first started posting my stuff on. Um, she's been like a mentor for me since I started. And at one point, I was like, I want to delete my older stuff. And she's like, don't delete your older stuff. She's like, leave it up. You'll go back and you'll look at it and you'll see how far you came. And I'm glad she gave me that advice because
Yes.
yeah, even some of my older stuff, I'm like, oh, this doesn't look very good. But I'm glad it's there because it is cool to see. And I also think it's good too for other people who are wanting to create CC. It's I didn't just start, where I am today and know how to do all of this stuff. I mean, I literally, like I said, I had to recolor a Peacemaker canvas, which is a box, which is like the most simple object you could make, and I didn't know how to make it. So, not everyone starts off knowing everything. It takes time.
I agree. Like that's actually one like the best advice that you can give someone is like don't be ashamed, don't be like feel
Mhm.
afraid of like keeping up your old work because it's so nice to see it. when like
Yeah.
after you've grown and after so much experience and work that you put into whatever you're doing, your hobbies or whatever content you're creating, when you look back, it's nice to have something to look back on and be like, wow,
Yeah.
I've come really far. Like it's like a really great achievement to have. And like
It is.
yeah, it really is. Like I've always had the feeling too where I was like, man, what blank last time I did this, it sucked. But I keep all of it. I keep all my old works and everything. I was like, that way, when I look back, it makes me feel good, right? Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
it makes me feel really achieved. Because like, okay, I've gone
Yeah.
far. I've like learned a lot, and like now look at where I'm at. So
And a lot of people still like that older stuff too, so you never know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, techno. I like the way you word it. It's nice to see a comparison for how far you've come. So
Yeah.
that's really great. Next question is, let's see, from the real Pengy. What's your most essential accessory for content creation?
Drive. But um I mean, really, it's perseverance. I mean, because there's a lot of tools you use to make. So if I were to, the essential tools you need to make custom content, the really cool thing is you can make everything is free. All of the software is totally free. Obviously, you can use some paid, but I use Blender, which that's the 3D modeling program. So that's one thing you need. And then you'll need an image editor. So I use Photoshop, but I what there's a free one, I forget what it's called. It's like Paintbrush or something,
Mhm.
I think. Yeah. So you could use that, works just the same. And then you need Sims 4 Studio, which is also free. Those are like the three tools you need. That's it. So outside of that, like you have all the tools you need. It doesn't cost any money. It's just really um time and the willingness to push through. And the cool thing, I for anyone, if you any of you want help, uh, I I'll spend as much time as anyone wants um, getting help. But the best way you can learn is by struggling, and it kind of sucks, but there's times where it's great to get help and you can find an answer quickly, either on a forum or in a Discord server, and that's great because there's some weird nuances with Sims 4 Studio, the program we use, that are they're not bugs, but it's just hard to find stuff. But if you're really trying to like learn something, just going through and playing with it yourself and yeah, just having the drive for that is that's like the best tool you can have, or just an idea that makes you really
Mhm.
excited, or passion, drive, however.
Yeah, yeah. Like Theo said, learning through failure is so so important. Like, don't
Yes.
feel afraid. Don't be afraid of failure because failure is actually good in a way. Like, take that failure as a learning experience and try not to take it as a negative experience, because when you take it as a negative experience, then you won't learn from it. But if you take it as a learning experience, like, how can I do this better? How can I make this better? Like, all
Yeah.
right, I did this wrong, so let me go ahead and think of another plan to kind of like make it work, because hey, you
Yeah.
know that this doesn't work, so now you can move on to a different approach. So it's like, yeah, like
a
I think
hundred
it's
percent
a great learning experience for sure.
Yeah.
And then next question is from Barely Lunar. What is the hardest part of designing CC?
For me personally, I I always have this vision of what I want something to look like. Like I know in my head what I want it to look like, and I know what colors I want it to be, and then I can never put those colors and make coordinate it properly. Actually, when I did more object CC, I was, I think, probably more well known for my like modular stuff. I used to make a lot of pieces you could put together to like build your own complete item. So a modular desk where you'd have end pieces and a corner piece, and um, I'd kind of break apart all the different parts of an object. One reason I did that is because I love to, when I built, I would love to be able to customize as much as I want. But I also did that selfishly because I found it really hard, right? I'd make like a teal couch and then I was like, well, I want a striped pillow with that. But then there's the wooden legs, and I'm like, do I make those dark wood or light wood? And then what other patterns do I use for the pillow? And then when you're building a CC object, you have to be image sizes are the biggest contributor to a package file size, which as many of the people here probably know, your mods folder can get really big. So the less images you could put in a package, uh, make are will be better for the user. And obviously, when you have more combinations, like you're looking at a wooden leg, a fabric texture, and then a pillow color. Each one of those options, you're multiplying, and so it goes from 3 options to like 12 options. So definitely, for me, it was creating all of those different combinations, which is why I tended to more, I'm going to make the pillow a separate object. I'm going to just focus on, a set of these colors and stick with like a plain wooden leg or blue was always my go-to. Blue and like gold and like
Ooh,
white.
that's a really good combo right there. I like that color
Yeah.
combination for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, customization is can be really rough because there's so much that you can customize and so much that you can
Yeah.
imagine. It's just more of a like you were saying, it's just hard to kind of like pick just one because then you think of
Yeah.
other colors and other styles that you might feel like would go perfect if,
Yeah.
something that you have
And I was like,
out.
well, what if they don't want a pillow? What if they just want an empty couch? So
Exactly. Let's see. Oh, okay. Next question is from Temple. What is your number one piece of advice for someone just learning to make CC or mods?
so I would for sure recommend, well, one, I have some videos uh that you should watch, and I have them listed on my website. And those essentially, I think a big part with CC is not understanding the fundamentals. And by fundamentals, I more mean terminology. So there's stuff like polygons and diffuse and UV mapping. That's basically how a texture is wrapped around an object. And so understanding how those work, I think, is really essential before you can move on to anything else. And the best way to learn that, I think, is it's called recoloring. So basically, you could take, for example, in all my tutorials, I use this perfume bottle set from EA just because I think it's really cute. And actually, in my tutorial, I go over how to you can how to export what the UV map is, what it looks like to recolor it and put it in. And what that'll give you is it'll give you like a basic understanding of at least all the different components. It'll also give you the experience of walking through and building up the package file. And that's in and of itself, building up the package file, making sure you're tagging it properly, because everyone here knows mistagged package files can be really frustrating because it's like you'll have a picture frame in the kitchen cabinet section and you're like, that does not go here. So
Oh
even
no.
all of those settings, or even some of my early CC, I've gotten a lot of requests to fix this, and don't worry, guys, it's on my to-do list. But like a lot of my old CC, I have like postcards that are like inspiring or like energized decor. So you put it on your Sims wall, and it actually changes their mood. It makes them like really energized or really confident. And it's not really, you don't want that with but I didn't know at the time. So definitely recoloring. Um, or or if you don't want to recolor and you really do want to make an object, do something like simple, like a Kleenex box or a picture frame, or like I did a peg or a cork board was one of my first things. Start with something that is simple, and the main thing is try to avoid stuff beds. Um, Recoloring beds is easy, but anytime you're actually making an object that's animated, like the bedding on the bed is animated, so that can be challenging. Or if a sim is interacting with an object, so like with fridges, they're opening the door, that stuff tends to get a lot more complicated. So anything that's more simple. Like I said before, start simple and then work your way up. It makes your life a million times easier.
That's awesome. That's a really great great advice right there. Let's see. Oh, okay. Next question is from Nikki. Your collabs with SYB are my favorites. Do you have any collabs with other creators coming up?
So SIB, Sabila, she is wonderful. And actually, we haven't actually collabed on anything. What is cool, and this is something I was kind of talking with earlier, is just the group of creators helping each other. So I've actually just, uh, Sabila, she's my friend, and she uses my tuning files and creates her own um, objects with them. So it's kind of like recoloring where she uses my tuning files and makes her own work. So it's not necessarily like a direct collaboration, but I think overall in general, what's really cool about the Sims creator community is we're all really good friends and we all help each other and we all want to help other people learn. And so we talk like every day, and I think I helped her most recently. I helped her do her first tuning file she wanted to make something similar to my cake box. Um, but I mean, overall, even though I'm not doing like a direct collaboration, I mean, I'm talking with Carl from Carl Sims Guides. I made the burglar outfit for him, but even if we're not doing direct collaborations, we're always in the back, um, kind of helping each other, tweaking each other's mods or giving suggestions. But I will say, Little Dika and I have been talking about a
Ooh.
collaboration for probably like 2 months, and we've gone back and forth with like 4 different ideas so far. I think we have one picked out now. We're still trying to decide between two.
All the eyes
But
emoji in chat.
yeah, yeah, and little Dika, he's like insanely talented. So he would be doing more of the objects, and I would be doing the coding for that. But I mean, I have done collaborations too with other people in the past. I think Nando, he did a world, and I did a few objects for that a long time ago. So it's really I love to do collaborations. So I'm always up for it.
That's awesome. I love that. Like, I like seeing collabs from other content creators. I think it's just really nice to kind of see communities come together and just seeing everyone like uplift each other and everything. It's like, yeah,
Exactly.
it's like, when you don't think of someone else as competition, it's just more of a, hey, I just want to have fun. I just want to collab, get to know one another and just, make some content for the community. It's really nice to see.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's why the Creator Musings Discord, it's not I don't run it, I'm just part of it, but I mean there's so many creators and it's from very advanced and well-known creators all the way to brand new creators who just started yesterday. So we're all in there helping each other, we're all in this together. Because a big thing is a lot of like the documentation is all like self-written by creators and stuff. So we're all helping each other learn, and it's
That's
the
so
most fun.
sweet.
I will say the first like year I created custom content, I wasn't on any social media. I didn't know there was a Sims community out there. It's basically just talk to my sister. and and I had a few artists. Simman123, who is awesome. He's first of all started creating custom content during Sims 1, which is why his name is Simman123 because he was like 12 when he made that name. And he used to print binders of tutorials out.
Oh,
Like I can't even imagine. Um but I forgot even where I was going with that.
that was cute. That was really cute,
But
though.
yeah, we all helping each other, I think was my point I was trying to make.
I love that. Alright, next question is, let's see, from Maddie. What does it look like when a new pack releases? Does it take time to learn the code?
So it this is another thing. in Creator Musings. That is where all of us are in. Like, what what did you find new? There's actually we always create a channel talking about what changes we found. And if you all remember, I believe it was Dream Home Decorator Collection. All of the CC chairs broke. All of the custom content chairs broke. And there was like, and which, I mean, it's huge. Everyone's got chairs, and your Sims could not sit in a chair if it was like slotted to a bar or something. And so all of the artists, we were in Creator Musings, and we each found like little bits and pieces. We're like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's this, and we actually were the ones who told the EA team. I think they retweeted my tweet where I was like, "Oh, we found out the problem. It's 32-bit instancing instead of 64. We need to change them all to 32-bit." But it's normally a hot mess. It's like, at least for me, I don't get the packs early, so I get them the same time as everyone else. So I'm going through and figuring out what's different. The code itself actually doesn't change very much. It's like overall it uses so there's Python, which is more of the core or base of the tuning, and then there's this kind of interim tuning called XML tuning, and that's what mostly the space I work in. And it's almost like Python gives you like the formula, and then the XML you're plugging in all the variables. And sometimes they'll just change the formula a little bit, or they'll add like new variables you can use. So it's just figuring out what's new. Also, I mean, that's what I like doing. I'm like, what's new? What can I use? What new thing can I do with this? Um, but yeah, it's normally a hot mess for like 3 or 4 days until we all figure out what's going on.
Oh man, that sounds stressful, but kind of sounds fun too.
It actually, I mean, it is pretty fun because most of the time we get at least like new stuff a little bit, like, or at least some new features, or like with the wedding pack that just came out. Uh, there's new kinds of they're called situations, so we gotta play with the situations a little bit more. And a lot of times we'll get or I like they're called pickers, and it's basically a UI which lets you for the players. A picker is like if it pulls up a bill like a purchase menu, and you get all of like those little pretty icons. That's a picker, and I love the pickers. I'm always like, oh, what kind of new picker do we get? There's actually a photo picker, and it came out with Dream Home Decorator Collection, I think. And I've been trying to find a good use for that forever. So, but yeah, it is really fun. It's only really stressful if a ton of your stuff breaks, like the chair situation, or like Dormageddon. What was that? 2019 when all the doors broke.
Oh my
uh,
god,
yeah,
the picker sounds
yeah. So
amazing.
yeah, but like I said, it's like all camaraderie. So we're all like, how do we figure this out and working together?
hmm That's awesome. I love that a lot.
Yeah, the Sims community is pretty amazing.
They sound amazing. They really do. Next question is from Lil Dicka. What's your favorite part of the creative process?
Little Diga, this is the guy who I was talking about collabing with, my bestie over here.
Your
So
bestie.
he should know what my least favorite process is, trying to learn how to texture like you because you're amazing at it. um, I would say, a lot of times uh, I'll get an idea or a suggestion. So one thing I've always done from the beginning is, well, not from totally from the beginning, but once I started interacting with the community, I opened up a suggestion box or like a request feature, and I I like people getting a request that I don't know how to solve, and trying to figure out different ways I can do that. So a lot of the times, uh, like how I've been these dance floors, I was talking about how I was trying to get a way to get the footprint to change. So I'll end up like taking a bunch of paths that are dead ends, but it's probably my favorite part because in in those failures, I'll learn about something cool and I'll like put that away and I'm like, okay, I can use that for something else on my next set, or it'll give me an idea for something, another set I can make in the future. So I think failing a lot is my favorite part. Or yeah, just trying to solve the problem. Yeah, like I said, I like to suffer a little bit. Crazy.
That's
I like
really.
I love, I've always loved like puzzles and sudokus, and so I like the challenge.
I like what Ellie Bear said in chat. It's like, they said, I love how your favorite part is failing. It really shows that failing is how you learn and grow and try new things. And I 100% agree with that. Don't be afraid to fail because that's how you learn.
Yeah, like that's why when someone asks what am I working on right now, I'm looking at my folder right now, and I number my folders as I go. So I do like 1 underscore. So 40
Oh
is
my god.
what I'm at right now in my current work in progress. In my graveyard, which is all of my failures, it is like, well, there's like 10 folders with subfolders. I mean, there's like so many. Um, but I'll actually even go back and look at them sometimes. I'll be like, oh, I wonder if I could figure that out now. So I've actually gone back and picked up stuff that I failed at before. So yeah, it is the best. It's fun. That's what keeps it interesting.
Yeah, that sounds really fun actually. It's like so much because you just have so much that you could do. So it's like you can never get bored or like, really burnt out because there's always something else that you can move on to, like a different project, or you can look back at
Yeah,
like what you failed and you're like, okay, maybe I can try fixing it now because, I'm done with this part or this portion, so I'm gonna move on to this portion. So
yeah,
that's awesome. I love that.
yeah.
Let's see. Next question is from XTian. Outside of CC creation, what are some of your other hobbies?
Okay, so I used to, before I made CC, I've always loved creating. So I don't know if anyone knows what a cricket is. Do you know what a cricket is?
No.
So a cricket, it was like before I found making CC, a cricket was like the perfect combination of like my engineering skills and crafting. Because I loved crafting. But it's basically a machine you could program to cut stuff.
Oh.
So you could do like tons of paper crafts. And my sister and I bought a 12-foot trailer that I was making as a mobile crafting business, and I had an Etsy shop, and like my room used to just be total craft room with like yarn and every type of crafting tool everywhere. And I I literally, as soon as I started making CC, I didn't do that as much anymore. But that was my main hobby. And then I also used to, pre-COVID, I used to I love music. I'd go to concerts, and I also didn't travel a lot. We were pretty poor growing up, so I pretty much had only been to like California and the states in between driving. When our car would overheat, my dad would have to turn on the heater.
No.
I think my dad's watching. He should know. That was like the worst part of driving to California was driving through the desert with the heat on in the car. Um, but yeah, so I love traveling a lot. I just haven't gotten to do it very much because of this, but I really think I've always been really creative and crafting, and I love designing rooms. So all my friends, whenever they move, I'll go and like redo their room with them, or my sister's studio. I've helped her redo it like 20 times, and I swear if she
20
moves
times.
again,
Oh my god.
she knows. If she's in here, she knows. And she just moved, so I know my
Oh,
work's cut out for me there.
for sure,
But
for sure.
and painting. I remember when I was in high school, I like painted my closet doors zebra striped, and you know,
Aw.
I've always been like creating a little bit. I think that's why I was an engineer in the industry for 6 years, and I was pretty unhappy at the end, and I think it was mostly just because there wasn't really any creativity in it.
Mm.
So Yeah, pretty much anything creative. And talking with you guys is one of my favorite hobbies now. Like I've never been on social media so much in my life. I'm pretty sure everyone else in like my real life thinks I don't exist anymore because I haven't posted on my own social media in like 3 years, and then COVID happened, so I didn't see anyone either. So like every like once a year I'll post, I'm like, oh, I'm still alive, guys, I'm still here.
I'm still here. Don't worry, guys. I've just
Yeah,
been
yeah.
doing projects on the other
Mo-
side.
Most people just know me as Ravasheen now, so
That's awesome. All right, next question is from content. What advice would you give your younger self?
I I would say the younger version of myself that needed the most advice was probably when I was in high school. I I struggled a lot with I didn't believe in myself at all. I didn't think I was very smart. I had like a 2.0 just cuz like I didn't do my homework, and I finally realized I was smart and I could, and then I pushed myself and went to college and graduated cum laude and all that, but I I always would never let myself be who like I wanted to be, and I think like midway through college I finally gave up on trying to fit in so hard. I was like a pretty big misfit in high school. Um and I know that might be cliche a little bit, but it's definitely like if you are interested in something and you love something and it's not what everyone else does, like embrace the things you're good at and embrace what you love. Um, and be, I mean, I love who I am now, and I did not like the person I was for the years that I spent trying to be cool.
No,
And I think
that's.
I more people like me now because of the way that I am than who I was trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm old
I.
now. I'm like in my 30s, so.
You don't look like you're in your 30s, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I'm like, if someone IDs me and I'm like, oh, yeah, you can see my ID.
Yeah.
Like, please take it.
Oh my god. But yeah, also like someone mentioned, 30 is also not old, but you look really young to me. So.
Oh, well, that makes me very happy.
Oh, I'm glad. I definitely agree. Like, trying not to fit into the norms back in high school. Like, for any of you guys who are still in high school right now, like, you do you. Like, if you're happy with something with a hobby that you really like, enjoy it. Because, like, you'll definitely find people who enjoys the same hobbies that you. And, like, if other people are judging you for it, or, like, they're, like, I don't know, looking down on you because you like something different from them, they're definitely not truly your friends.
Yeah.
So just cut them out of your life at that point. So,
Yeah, and like I stopped playing Sims when I got to high school because it wasn't cool. And I'm like, look at me now. Yeah, who would have known? And I think also we were talking a little bit too about maybe some advice you'd give to a new streamer, or and I think that's another thing. There's in the Sims community too, there's a lot of streamers who they'll do like let's play or different types of streams, and I think there's a lot of room and open space for people who have different ideas, to do something new and different. Um, like that's why I wanted to do tutorials too, because I didn't see a lot of people doing tutorials, and I think there's like a lot of space for new ideas and different ways of thinking and content. So, if you are looking to get started, that do what you want to do. Like I made a sectional couch because no one made sectional couches. So don't feel like you have to do something similar just because it's popular. I think maybe one of the reasons my content people like it so much is because I try and do stuff that no one else has done before too.
hmm definitely do something that will make you happy because,
Yeah.
this is all about you. All about you. If you're
Mhm.
happy with something that you made, then hey, there you go. That's an achievement right there, You did great.
Yeah.
That's like was it? Pat on the back for sure. And then you just keep moving on from there and just keep continuing wherever things that, because as you start to build more things or do more things, you start thinking of other ideas that you can do, which kind of builds off of each other, right? And then you just
Yes.
keep creating, and you know, then you just let's go. um, Next question is from Birdie. A question about item creation. Would making a couch or chair with an object that you could snap to place be possible?
You can make pretty much anything snap to place. The problem is, I'm guessing maybe you mean like a pillow that you could snap to it, or because the problem is they released this really cool feature with Dream Home Decorator, and it was a new slot type that you could slot easily, but then it broke when Cottage Living came out. So there is this one problem where there's this bug where when you change the wallpaper, anything that's double slotted, meaning or like double parented, they say. So if it's like trying to think of a good example. So if you have like a shelf with a decorative tray with a candle on top, that candle's double parented. So you can make stuff snap in so many ways. Like I love slotting, like my pegboards are one of them. That was one of my most favorite sets to make, or my cubbies that slot to each other. But the problem gets to be is when you get too many of them slotting to each other. But I mean, and there's so a lot of us think of decor slots, which are where you just place on tables. But I think there's like 50 different slot types. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly 100% what you meant by that question, but if you want to ask me in my Discord or on Tumblr too, I'd be more than happy to give you a better answer because I love slotting. That's like I was like the self-proclaimed slot queen. I don't think anyone else called me that, but I was like, I I spent so much time learning about slotting over the past few years. It's like I feel like I know everything about them. I even know how to fix the slotting problem with cottage living, and I tweeted at the gurus. I'm like, I know this is what's broken. Like this is the problem, but they never answered.
Uh-huh.
But I do know what's wrong. If they ever want to reach out, I'll tell you.
All right, let's see. Next question is from Lavender. As a creator, do you have any goals or challenges that you want to tackle but haven't been able to yet?
Let's see. Well, I'd really eventually I'd really like to improve my my skills for texturing and 3D modeling. I those are pretty basic, and Little Dika's tried to help me a little bit. Um, I the Sims has what's called a Maxis match style, and it's actually really challenging, and it's hard to learn how to get it right. So I'm slowly starting to learn those programs more. But also, I think I'd really like to learn how to animate more. Animating is really challenging, um, but I think there's a lot of possibilities with it. So definitely, I think yeah, getting better at texturing 3D models and animating.
I also want to get into animating because animating seems so cool and so fun. Just like a lot of work. So,
It's really well, it it can be easy to do. The hard part is like making it look natural. Like for like body
yeah.
movements. Like
Yeah.
mine would be like very robotic.
The robot. That would be
And
me
even
too.
looking Panda Sama is a wonderful creator, and if you look at her, the first thing she made was an animated bunk bed. And if you look at that compared to her work now, it's again that's showing you where someone starts and how far they can come.
Yeah.
And she's grown so much as an animator since she first started. It's amazing. So even that for me is inspiring because her beginning animation work was amazing, but it's just her stuff now just blows out of the water.
That's awesome. And like we have a perfect question. From Barely. And also, funny story, just real quick. Barely, when I first saw your name, I actually can't thought of my class group because we had to think, because I'm a management major right now. And our teacher's like, all right, think of a name for your team. And our team thought of Barely Managing. so, so I just want to share because I kind of just giggled. But Barely's question is, what's your favorite piece of Elgato equipment from the new set? So this is where I can go ahead and switch over to the full screen. Um, and then you can go ahead and talk about this.
So, um, I would definitely. So we have 5 pieces here for anyone who doesn't know. The top one is the Stream Deck. We have the key light, the Wave 3 microphone, the green screen, and the ring light. So, I would say both in real life and in the game, I would say it's the Stream Deck. And I actually first created these objects without much functionality. So I did a part one. Again, this here is the growth part of how you grow as a creator. They were just basically decor objects. And I came back a year later and gave them a lot more functionality. The ring light and key light, they're great, but they're just kind of like regular lights. The green screen's cool because you can put any photo your sim has taken in game on the green screen canvas, and that's kind of, simulating the fact that green screens in real life, you can project something them on behind you onto the green screen. The microphone you can grow some skills on, but the Stream Deck, that is the powerhouse. So the Stream Deck, like in real life, you can control all of the lighting for your streaming setup, and the real cool functionality is that this eliminates. There's some really big objects in the game. For EA, I love them, and the gurus are very talented, but sometimes they create very strange objects and separate objects. So in The Sims, you had to have like 4 different stations to do content creation, and one of them was like not even a right angled table. It was like a 45-degree table. So it was so it was really hard to place in your room. And the Stream Deck actually, I essentially like to think of it like installing software on the computers in the game. And so it allows Sims to create content on any computer and laptop so they can record videos, just like streamers in real life, they can do beauty product reviews or I'm trying to think of all of the different ones. I think they can do like a tech review, but they can also record vlogs, and none of that you could do without on a computer without the Stream Deck. So that is my favorite product, Elgato product, both in the game and in real life.
That's incredible. I love how you just modded this so it's actually like functional in game. That's like mind blowing to me because I wouldn't have like thought of seeing this type of mod like back then for sure. And like since I didn't even know about mods until like I saw what was it your contest that you did like I think a year or 2 years ago. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it was actually so these were the original items. I did go and make them look a little bit better based on like just some new skills I had learned, but really none of these had the functionality they do now. So, especially in the Stream Deck, if you guys want to talk about pain here, I know this release, I didn't talk about it, so it may have seemed sudden, but this mod took me 6 months. So I started on this in August. So
Wow.
this was 6 or maybe more than that. What is it? It's now March. So I think maybe 7 months, 6, 7 months to figure out how to do this.
That's incredible. That's wow.
Yeah. And
Six
the one thing I,
months.
I really try and do is, and again, the pain point here is a lot of what I do could be done actually with Python and
Mm-hmm.
scripting and not purely XML tuning. The reason I like to stay within XML tuning is because there's mo- users have so many mods, and when you have a script and a package file that you need to both update both of them when like a new release comes out, it just I know how overwhelming all of that is, so I like to keep all of my packages really like nice, clean one file to download and replace. And it's also really challenging for me to learn how to do it. So this was actually something that was hard for me to learn. I didn't use any scripts or any override, and I was able to uh, control computers, even CC computers, with the Stream Deck. So it's a pretty powerful player in the game.
That's awesome. And then I see that you have a Stream Deck Mark II giveaway on your website as well, separate from the Twitch giveaway, of course.
Yes.
If you want to go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, so there if you can click on that to see all of the details how to enter. So basically we're doing a build challenge. So you have until next I think Tuesday at midnight, and um you can go to my website to get all of this information, but we're doing a build challenge. So what you need to do is download the Elgato CC set, which you can do from that webpage, and build your dream streaming room setup in The Sims. So the only limitations are you can't use other custom content, but you can use any pack you want from the game. You can use a tool to move around the objects themselves, so that's totally fine, just not other custom content in there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to upload the room that you built to the gallery, and you will tag it with the hashtag Elgato Stream Deck and then Elgato RVSN giveaway. And then you'll also want to put the faceplate design name, and those you can get from the Elgato website. So, and actually, the Stream Deck in the game has all of the different plates. I have the I think I have the Pixel one. And then you'll just want to go back to YouTube and just comment that you want to be part of the giveaway. And then next Wednesday on my live stream, I will be going through all of the submissions and choosing a winner.
That's awesome. And we have a question
Yeah.
about this giveaway as well. This is a question from Pharaoh. What if I don't get famous or get together? Could I still enter?
You can still totally enter. And actually, the whole Elgato set, the whole thing is base game compatible. So you can still get all of the items in the game. And the only thing is you won't be able to do the video recording or the DJ functionality on the computer. But you can still like control all the lighting with the Stream Deck, and you can still add photos to the backdrop. So all of the items are base game compatible, and you can enter the giveaway even if you only have base game.
That's awesome. And then let's see. I believe there's some other contests that's also being hosted by.
Yes. So yeah, these are the other wonderful creators. Again, I was talking about the really cool part about Elgato, especially. I love that you guys recognize such a diverse, women, LGBT creators, and this is some of the team Elgato players. Partners with Elgato. And they're all from all over the country. We have Germany, France, UK, Spain. And so each of them are also doing their own giveaway. So I have linked all of their socials on here. And you can go to each of their, I'm pretty sure most of them posted the giveaways on YouTube. And you can learn how to enter their giveaways as well. So yeah, we're giving away a lot of Stream Decks.
Yep, and I also just dropped the link in chat as well, so that way you guys can actually head on over here and you can scroll all the way down. You know, I'll have all the information for you guys as well. Like everything we're showing here is linked in chat for you guys, so make sure to check it out and don't miss out on all these giveaways because you have a lot of chances to win a Stream Deck Mark II. So that's awesome, and you get to try out. You know.
Yeah, and even if you're not a streamer, I will say, I my Stream Deck is probably like 60% not streaming stuff. Because you can totally customize and build it however you want. So like I have a button for opening up Sims 4 Studio. I have a button for Blender. You can program the actions to be whatever you want to be. So I have a button for my website because I go to my own website a lot. So like even if you're not a streamer, the Stream Deck is still a really, really cool piece of hardware to have. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
definitely
need
agree.
to use, yeah. Like my my bottom row is for streaming, and the top 2 rows are for everything else.
Oh man, yeah, there's like so much you can just do with the Stream Deck. Like you can customize it however you want. Like I use mine for work, and then like I haven't streamed in like what? Oh, okay. On my personal stream, I stream here, but I meant like my personal stream. I haven't streamed in so long, and like I still use my Stream Deck daily because one, I use my
Yeah.
soundboard to mess with my coworkers and my friends, and then two, I have like a multi-action to kind of just open everything up. Because it's just
Yeah, it
easy.
doesn't have to be as simple as opening a website like I did with mine. Yeah, you can do you can program multiple actions for one button. It's cool.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah, that's
I
a
need to make one that's like check my audio and make these changes for every time it's not working at the beginning of a stream. That's my
oh,
next that's my next thing I'm doing with the Stream Deck.
mm-hmm. Good question. Oh here, actually, let me just bring up this question real quick. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see right here. Alright, so KZDC asks, what are your favorite non-streaming functions on the Stream Deck? So, also, I like to hear that answered from chat as well, for those of you guys who also use Stream Deck for non-stream purposes. Give some other people ideas as well. Mention it in the comments. We'd love to see like what you guys use it for as well. But Ravasheen, if you want to go ahead and kick it off.
Yeah, I programmed it with a lot with my coding. I'll like Rev. I'll make a change and like document stuff. So I'll program it to like even change file names. Is one of the ones I have. And like increment them. And let's see what else do I have on here. I have starting up The Sims. I know you could just click a button on there, but it also is really fun because the cool thing is you can like program the little icons on them, so you can make it look like really pretty up
Mm-hmm.
here up front. And also too, if your screens are anything like mine, like I have 2 monitors, and then they each always have I always have 100 Google Chrome tabs open at all times, and like 5 of those open. And then I have Photoshop open, I have Blender open, I have Sims 4 Studio open, I have Discord open. So like it's so much easier to just have my Stream Deck to do those quick actions. But yeah, I would most of my uses for it are non-streaming. So, but I would say a lot of it are just it's productivity or like quick things that I'm doing over and over again. But I did, like I said, I actually extracted a bunch of voices from the game recently, and I I want to put those on there. I actually, so if any of you don't know, Ravasheen actually is Simlish, which did anyone even know that?
No.
But so I actually, yeah, so Ravasheen, I think it's a play on the word ravishing, and so, but it was more, The Sims said it a lot more in Sims 1 and 2. And I spent like a few hours the other day, again, pain, suffering, looking for a voice bit of them saying Ravishing, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, Ravishing is Simlish, um, but I couldn't find it going through. But I wanted to add more Simlish sound bits to my Stream Deck. I thought that would be fun. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
I found a dag one. I meant to send it to you for a little sound bit, but they're fun to do. Do you say your soundboard, but do you mean your Stream Deck, or do you
Yes, my
actually have a
Stream Deck.
soundboard too?
No, it's my Stream Deck. I call it soundboard because I named the folder of soundboard, but it's from my
Oh,
Stream Deck.
okay.
So
You kept saying soundboard, but I'm like I'm pretty sure she's using a Stream Deck.
yeah, it's the Stream Deck. Like I have like I have the Stream Deck XL. Let me tell you, like I have just filled up all
How
the
many
buttons.
buttons is that?
There's a lot of buttons. And I have
I
too many sounds on this Stream Deck. It's insane. Like,
Wait, how many is the XL? Is it
what was it?
25?
No, it's 32?
32?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Vanessa,
my-
send help. I can't think right now.
The possibilities.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Okay, 32. Okay, I was like, I better know this. I better know this. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's 32.
Yeah,
but...
I'm quizzing you now live for your own products. Yeah, I have 15. The Stream Deck MK has 15, which I think is a pretty good And now, unless you're Jasmine with your soundboard, she doesn't even call it a stream deck.
I mean, like, you know, that's also I have so many. Wait, I got you guys. It's not us, by the way. Whose Discord sound is that?
That's like you'll like give nightmares for some of these for me.
I do
Like
that.
all the notification sounds. So you make people think that they have a Discord.
Yes, I kind of.
So everyone's like,
I have a lot of chaos. So I like to play Valorant, right? And I solo queue. So whatever, like for those of you guys who play Valorant, you know how you get into like the starting screen, when you're about to get in game, right? And they can't see whose mic is going off. So I like to just go. Just kind of mess with people.
Come in and out. Oh, that's awesome.
So yeah, you know, it's a pretty nice meme. I've
So you
been
can
really
be pretty cruel with it.
You can. My favorite one is like, and you know how you can overlap it, right? So you can overlap it, huh?
Oh, that's good.
So funny.
That's good.
I'm enjoying myself. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
your
like,
soundboard, aka a stream deck.
Okay, I like it, Picasso.
This is so much more, but I'm trying to keep it on the easy side.
I'm gonna send you some Sims ones so you can throw them on there. I'll find some good ones.
Yes, send it to me. My God.
I exported a bunch last night, so I'll send you the best ones.
That'll be amazing.
For the other Sims players in there, you can play them.
I would love that. Like I have a Minecraft one right now. I have all the power.
I've actually never. So it's funny. I've never played Minecraft, but I've watched other people watching videos of Minecraft. That's it. There was just some coworkers at work one time who were like watching Minecraft videos while we were running a test, and like for like 2 hours they were watching videos, and I was like, watching them watch the videos is actually pretty interesting, but.
That's awesome. Wait. Vanessa, I was about to correct you.
What?
Oh no, I was reading the chat and I saw Vanessa comment to someone. I was like, wait, Vanessa, no. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Ravasheen.
Oh no, I was just saying, it's just amazing how we enjoy watching other people play games. Like even I love watching other people play games almost just as much as I like playing them myself.
I agree. Like I feel like yeah, it's really fun watching others play game. Like I wouldn't have expected it. Like when you think about it, it's like, yeah, I watch other people play games, you know? It kind of sounds weird, but when you actually get into it, it's like, this person is really entertaining. I like seeing like, you know, their thinking process and like the way they play it and just like their reactions to a game. It's just amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, and that's like, and how you said one way to get like, how do you stay inspired or keep the game fun? It's like other people will give you some pretty good ideas.
For sure. And then I believe that was it from the community side questions. So, and we actually kind of went a little bit over time. We were having too much fun with everything. But it's okay. It's okay. It's like, it's a great time, you know? That just means like,
yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, like hopefully everyone in the chat also had a great one. But before we leave, I have a great question for you guys. A great question. And Vanessa or Brito, if you guys can do a poll for this, because this is gonna be So question for everyone in chat. Is the Sims world flat or round? So wait for the poll, but you can also type it in chat. I wanna see everyone's thoughts on this.
I know what I thought, but then I found the answer, so I won't say.
We're waiting for that poll. Wait, just I want to see the percentage, the amount.
I know. I'm so curious too.
I am very curious.
Because there is a right answer. This isn't like left up to, you know, it's not left up to trying to think of what the word is. I'm blanking right now. There is a true answer.
There is a true answer.
It's not by popular choice.
I'm so excited. I can't wait till we can
Dude,
tell everyone the answer.
I know. I actually today I went in game just to double check and tested it out again myself. Because if you don't believe us, you can go look for yourself.
It's gonna be. Alright, we still got some time left until it is time for the poll to end. So get your votes in, guys. Is the Sims world flat or round?
I'm curious what the other older ones were.
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Yeah. I skipped all of Sims 3. So I didn't play, and a lot of people say Sims 3 was like the best for gameplay, which is interesting because a lot of the stuff I make, people are like, oh, like you should make this like Sims 3, and I was like, I'll have to go look because I have no idea what Sims 3 was like, but people really miss the gameplay of Sims 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's been so
But
long.
Sims 3 was open world, which Sims 4 is not. But and you know what's interesting is Sims. I wonder if they'll ever make Sims like a online game, because Sims is one of, I think it seems to be in the minority these days that it's not like an online game, and I think that's why the community is like so thriving on Discord and Tumblr and Instagram and Twitter and everything, is because we don't have like an online platform. Our online platforms are everywhere but the game.
Yeah.
Except the gallery. We have the gallery, but
Oh,
where you
man.
can upload your 10x10 room and win a stream deck.
There we go. There we go. Also, the winner for the giveaway will be drawn like, give it a couple minutes. Like once this question is over, we'll go ahead and draw it. So give us some time, and then make sure that you guys are here. If you guys listening, you guys do have to type something. Otherwise, we will have to choose another winner. So stay tuned. And you guys got, I think maybe that looks like less than a minute left. Vote now, guys. This is Sims World flat or round. And then Ravasheen, once the vote is over, I'll let you tell them the truth.
I can't see the poll results, so I'm curious. What are we at right now?
Right now, flat is at 82%, and round is at 18%.
Oh, interesting.
People are nervous.
We're talking about Sims here.
The Sims, yeah, it's the Sims.
The Sims world.
Alright, so it looks like the winner is flat. The majority of our community thought the Sims world is flat with a whopping 83%, and that's 52 votes. So, Ravasheen would like to go ahead and reveal the answer.
The world is round, just like your life.
That was sticking in my home. Change my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So hard to find.
Got it.
Use the soundboard. It is round. The first time I was asked this question, I said the same thing. I was like, it is flat, because when we build on those flat grids. But next time you're in game, go and hit tab and go into, well, when you're in live mode, get into that live screen camera. And then I think it's E. You hit E to zoom out, and you zoom way out, and the world gets round. It truly is a round world. It's not a full circle. It's like a little cap of a circle, but it is round. But I guessed flat the first time. I was wrong as well. So. But for those of you who guessed round, you were correct.
Let's go.
Sims is round.
Alright, sweet. So now it's pretty much time to end. But before we end the stream, before we draw the winner, I just want to say, can we get some hearts in chat, please, for Ravasheen? Ravasheen, thank you so much for taking time to be on the stream with us. It was great having you on here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
My first time. I've always like streamed my computer screen, and I'm always like, oh, no one can see like my hands, or like always so animated, like hitting my mic. Now you guys see why, because I move around so much.
He's real, everyone.
Yeah, I'm real. And I look younger than 30, and I'm gonna that is gonna be like my go for the next week.
Yeah. Oh, also make sure you check out her socials. We do have a command for that, so let me go ahead and drop that in the chat. So if you guys want to follow her on socials, that's her link right there. Don't forget about the other giveaway that's going on. So check out on that link for the creator set. And then, if you guys haven't joined yet, make sure you type in DADDAG in chat. in order to enter to win a Stream Deck Mark II. I believe I saw a question earlier. It's gonna be your choice if you want the original edition or the white edition. So completely up to you guys. But make sure that if you do win, that your whispers are open. Because if I can't DM you and your whispers are closed, then well,
Oh yeah.
not much we can do there. So just a heads up. And also don't forget we also have a Discord server. For those guys who are looking to win more merchandise or just join the community for Elgato. That's our link right there. We have like a really tight-knit fun community there. And like if you guys have setups that you guys want to show off, we have something called a flex zone. Like every month there will be a member of the month or a flex zone winner. So to pretty much get member of the month for the server, you just have to be active, be welcoming, friendly, helpful, just be a wholesome human being, basically.
You guys need for real like a cord management, cable management award. Because like with all my Elgato products, I'm like trying to magically bring them. I would love to see some cable management flexing.
Yes, I will. That's actually a good idea. I do want to see cable management because like
we talked about it, right?
We talked about it. Our cable management, mine being the worst.
It's hard.
Mine being the worst.
If you show your stream setup and it's like a really good like stream flex, I'm like, let me see under the desk. Okay, let me see what you did with all those cables for that flex. I want to know.
Yeah, same. That's a great idea. But yeah, I saw someone mention like in our Discord we do like was Discord Q&As. So pretty much usually when we release a new product or just like a Q&A we want to do for our community, you can't just like ask for you guys to ask questions about a certain product. We'll have like a Discord Q&A for new launches and such, and where you guys get to ask all your questions there, and we try our best to pretty much go through every single question in the Discord server via the stage channel or the stage feature that Discord has. So it's really nice to have, and also like exclusive giveaways during those as well. So for those guys who do participate, you do end up winning the product that's being given away during that time. So there's a lot of stuff to do. Just go join the Discord server, check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to just ask in general chat. Everyone will be happy to help you answer any questions. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, also, for those of you guys who use TikTok, we also have a TikTok. So go check it out. Arbrito does an outstanding job with the TikTok there. So but now for all you guys are waiting for, let's go ahead and draw the winner.
Who's gonna be the winner?
Da-na-na-na.
You can make it a soundboard or a stream deck.
All right, the winner is Distal's Lace. Are you here? Let's see. Or we might have to reroll. I'm gonna give them a. Oh, they're here! I see them!
Yay!
Congrats! Wait, okay, hold on. Let me. Oh wait, okay. Let me open up. Oh wait, no, actually I'll have it here. So yeah, you'll receive a DM from Elgato. Make sure that your whispers are open. That way, we can reach out to you. Expect a DM sometime. Like, give me about 10 minutes after the stream so I can get everything settled, and then I'll send you a DM. But yeah, everyone, if you can get some congrats in chat for the winner. Congrats on the winning. That's really exciting. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by the stream. I'm trying to think, like, what's a good sound to leave us off with? I'm trying.
I should have sent you some of the Sims ones before I failed. Do the little one you hit like a bunch of times. Like that little
the ploy.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Not the ploy. Actually, wait. I got because of the round and the flat question. Right, I got the perfect song to leave off of. But
Okay.
first off, let us find someone to raid off. And let's see, who are we gonna raid? Vanessa, pick someone to raid. And I hope you guys all enjoyed the stream. Yeah, thank you guys for coming again, and thank you, Ravasheen, for being here. For answering all the questions.
Thank you for having me.
It was great learning about The Sims and just about mods and CCs in general. Looks like we're gonna be, looks like we're gonna be rating Mcroft 07. So let me see. Let me go ahead and start the raid here. Alright, looks like we're ready. And before we leave out, alright, I got a perfect song to leave you guys on. Let's go.
Alright, ready. Oh, this is like 90s. This is Meat City right here. For me.
right. See you guys.
Bye.